Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel at Lady D Psychic. This will be my video for what is coming up the week ahead with the planets, as well as I do a card reading and I do a channel for the week as well. So with this week, what we got coming up. So today on the 8th, we have the Sun and Mercury conjunct. That is Mercury retrograde conjuncting the Sun. So with that energy can bring about, it can actually bring about miscommunication a lot. It can bring about things playing on your mind. It could be about hearing back something about an old project, or someone from the past could definitely be reaching out to you with that transit. But it can also be a bit haywire. So once Mercury moves direct and catches up to the Mars, it will then be moving, conjuncting Mars moving forward. It would be a much better transit with that one. We've got on the first as well, we do have Venus starting its exact square with Saturn, and then on the second it's going to be squaring Neptune with the exact square. We've also got Venus already in square to Mars, so we're going to have this week Mars, Venus squaring Mars, Venus squaring Saturn, and Venus also squaring Neptune. So we had that a little bit of that last week as well, but now we've got these exact squares coming up. So it is going to be about passions igniting, like sort of fire. It is going to be arguments when it comes to relationships, also to with finances. It could be arguments over finances too. I feel like it is going to be like a bit of an intense week coming up. We do have Mercury, which is in tri to Saturn and tri to Neptune. And we also have Mars, which is in tri to Uranus. That's bringing about some unexpected strength, unexpected strength with that transit. But we also have Mars, which is creating an opposition between Neptune and Saturn too. So we've just got a lot of intense angles coming up this week. Even though we've got these tries with it's Mercury and Saturn and Neptune, it's going to help you see through people's delusion, and people are this week are going to try and pull the wool over your eyes. There's going to be a lot of delusion that comes up this week, or people are sort of avoiding things or not wanting to see what's really happening and putting on those rose-colored glasses. But there's also going to be this really intense energy with Saturn, so there could be like problems coming up. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of miscommunication coming up this week. I also feel like that there's going to be a testing and of boundaries that are coming up, and people need to watch their boundaries with other people too. I do feel like it's a lot about passions igniting and passions on fire here. Be careful of people driving. Road rage could come up as well this week. So I do feel like that, there's some positive aspects here, but there's also a lot of positive aspects here that's going to be creating a little bit like arguments as well, and even like emotionally feeling intense too coming up this week ahead, or the next couple of days at least, until we get to the 7th. We're building up to a really good transit. We're building up to the 12th, and that's only going to have, Mercury retrograde finish on the 11th for me. On the 12th, you're going to have Venus conjunct Jupiter, which is going to be a very positive transit coming up. So we are gearing up for that, but we're going to have these before scenes that are coming up before we get to that. I feel like that. I also got on the 7th, we have Mars moving into Libra. So Mars moving into Libra, it is a aspect of calmness. So people, if you got Mars, if you're born with Mars in Libra, I am born with Mars in Libra, you'll find that those people are quite calm. They avoid a little bit of conflict here. For myself, I do avoid conflict. But they'll fight for justice though. So it could be a sense of fighting for justice, or it could be a sense of seeking justice. But it also could be avoiding conflict, could be coming up with Mars coming into Libra. It's not a sign that Mars would like to be in, because it's not a sign of motivation and getting things done. Although it is a sign of helping people. So you might be motivated to help people more and care for other people too, coming up with that transit. But I just feel like this week is going to be quite intense. There could be an ending to some relationships coming up this week, so with these squares that we've got and other aspects. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of relationships that do end up breaking up this week. As I said, beware of scams, communication. Road rage. I feel like watch out for people doing road rage or cars. I just saw like someone trying to cross the road and having to be a bit wary of people crossing the road. So just be aware of that. It can also come up this week. And I just feel like that there's a lot that's going to be happening this week. Let's say we do have some of the positive aspects in, but they're not in the exact, because we've got those exact squares here, the Venus, especially to Saturn and to Neptune. Yeah, and we've got this Mercury retrograde, so we've only got about a week and a bit to go, so we're halfway through this retrograde before it ends. So it will be ending Monday week actually. So we just got a week and a few days to go of this retrograde. So which will be good. So let's look at the cards and see what we've got coming up this week for the cards. Let me just see what cards will I be using. What are these cards? Using these cards, so the DC cards. Okay, let's have a look. What we've got coming up with the cards. So let's have a look here. Okay, so we've got stand your ground. I feel like this card's about standing your ground. I feel like people's opinions are going to be quite high this week. We are still dealing with that, Leo energy. We've got the Sun and Mercury in Leo, so it's going to be a bit about the egos. I feel like you might feel a little bit deflated. Feel like a little bit like, it can even be feel like you've lost your way a little bit too. There are going to be some obstacles, road bumps coming in. I feel like also there's a sense of people seeking the truth coming up this week. I feel like you're going to have to be very resilient coming back with this week. I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that it's going to feel like oh, it's a bit much. I do feel like it's a sense of there needs to be some sort of team effort and people needing to work together as well. Let's have a look. Could be a lot of things happen at night time. So I just feel like beware night. If you're going out at night, just be wary what's around you, what's going on. I just feel like this is a week where, craziness, volatile. I just feel like things are going to be happening around. Is going to get the people who are a bit intense are going to get very intense this week is what I feel like. So just need to watch. And I feel like people also maybe it's also a sense of people being a bit sneaky as well this week, and people being sort of I'm going to say a little bit underhanded. You might feel like people are wasting your time a little bit too, but there's also, this is like a glimmer of hope. This is like you're spreading yourself around, you are being there for other people, you are trying to help out. There's also got to be a sense of negotiations coming up this week, and people need to be listened to, although I feel like people are going to be, it's a sense of a lot of things being ignored. I really feel like there's going to be endings to some of this week. There's going to be like death, like endings coming up to an end of things. Could be like an end of negotiations coming up as well. There's going to be something about 3 people, so you got you and 2 other people, like best friends or could be spending time with the 2 people that you get along with. There's a sense of you and 2 other people, so 3 people in total, and this is going to be a positive thing. So maybe you're like-minded, you're going to be there for each other. Maybe you all think the same, or you're going to have to, you're fighting on the same team here, but it's you and 2 other people. I also feel like it might feel like things are a bit fast-paced, but really be careful of the road. I feel like the road might be a bit slippery. I know for me, we are getting a lot of rain, and it's cold, miserable, wet here. We're going for a big cold snap. It's been cold all this week, and we're coming into today being cold, tomorrow, and then we've had a lot of rain. So I do feel like there's going to be maybe the roads being slippery. Just be careful on the roads. I feel like it's just going to be intense with the road rage that is going to be coming up with that. But it's like people showing their strength, people showing their, I'm going to say people also showing their courage, but also people being like maybe a little bit envious coming up this week too. But I just got these two cards of these, actually another one. There's these three, something about three people coming up here, and like the warrior energy, the strength, like strength in numbers as well. Like say if you're going out in a group, stay together in the group. That's what I feel. But I really feel like miscommunication, there's a lot of endings coming up. Try and keep an eye on your temper, especially if you're someone who's born with a Mars in a fire, like a fiery sign. Just try and keep a hold of your temper, I feel like, as well. And but I really feel like it's about standing ground, standing boundaries. It could be a sense of people being mysterious, people not showing you their true nature. Could also be coming up this week as well. It's also what I see in the cards. So let me see a channel for this week ahead and see what comes up. This week is going to be a magical experience for you all. For magical can be good and can also be bad. Magical be see how you see things. For people are trying to disillusion you, trying to make you see the impossible. They are going to try to create an illusion for you to see and for you to believe in. You need to keep a reality check this week. You need to know what's coming up around you. You need to feel secure. You need to feel safe. You need to feel very positive. You also need to feel inspired. For these things going to happen, there are people who are going to have the rug pulled from underneath them, and those people need to be aware of what is coming up. Those people do not see the illusion, they do not see people, and they want to see the best in people, but sometimes people do not have the best intentions, and that is good for you to all to remember that. So last weekend we had the workshop in Saturday Port Kembla. It was a very good workshop. We are going to create more coming up. We're going to try and do one before the end of the year. I said I have my what's it called? Very Spiritual and Cosmic, my podcast, and we've still got the cruise coming up at the end of the year as well. So if you are wanting to get that, go to the website and book into that, or we do have early bird special for the one for next year and the year after that too. And I will be in Port Macquarie coming up at the end of August, and then I think I'll be in Mittagong in September, middle of September as well. So we've got a few more fairs coming up that I do have. I've got 2 or so in October. And I've also got a dinner show on the 4th of October too. So if you're around Newcastle way, I do have a dinner show coming up with me and 3 other psychics too. If I am also available for readings, so if you want to have a reading with me, just contact me. The best way to contact me through Facebook, because I get the message straight away, and I'm more chance to message you back straight away than on through email, because I don't check my emails a few times a day, as my Facebook just comes up automatically. So I think that is it for this week. Take care this week. I just feel like it's going to be intense. It's going to be a bit rough this week. Just try and be patient. Take care. Just sort of, I always say, just see what happens. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be okay. So thank you for your. So too, I was going to say, this is something I've been saying as well. I saw another psychic warning people about the AI. And this is something I have been seeing as well. So AI. It's time now to look at jobs. I have seen in readings people changing certain careers. It is time now to start looking at different careers, because AI will come in fast, especially as we get into towards 2027, but even towards the end of this year. It is best to look at jobs that you can do but not involving AI, or that's more human-centered. That's something that AI can't do. So it is time to start looking at that and getting prepared for that as well. But thank you for your likes, shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.